Hi guys, salut! So today we're gonna talk about the words that we are using when we want to localize things. Okay, so when you want to describe where something is. So we have several words in French, like in a lot of languages. So it's more like a vocab thing, but you will see not only vocab, but a bit of grammar here and there. So let's start. So first we have words such as devant, which is the opposite of derrière. So devant means in front, derrière means behind. Okay, so then we have sous, which is the opposite of sur. So sous means under and sur means on the top. Be careful, it doesn't mean above, it means on the top. So literally the thing, the object has to touch the thing. So if you want to say, for instance, that something is on the table, that's the one you want to use because it's touching the top of the table. So it's sur. Yeah? Sur. So be careful of the pronunciation. For those of you who struggle with the pronunciation, is ou and u. Ou, u. So you have to work a bit on that. Ou, u, sous, sur. And you do pronounce the R here, so sur. Okay? So sous, sur. Then we have dans. Dans. Dans means in, inside. Okay? Dans. You don't pronounce the S here. Dans. Then we have contre. Contre. And contre means against. So for instance, if you are leaning against the wall here, then it will be contre. Contre. Okay? And then we have entre. Entre means between. So you have to mention two things after entre most of the time, right? Between something and something. So it will be entre something et something. Okay? So I repeat once again, devant, you don't pronounce the T here, devant, derrière, sous, sur, dans, contre, entre. So devant, in front, derrière, behind, sous, under, sur, on the top, dans, in, contre, against, entre, between. Okay, so this is my first list. Then I'm going to have a second list, which is à côté de, which means near to, not near to, sorry, on the side, so on the side. Then we have en face de. En face de is opposite, so it's the idea of face, so you face to face kind of, so it's opposite. Then we have près de, which is the opposite of loin de. Près de, near. Loin de, far from. So that is close, near, something that is near, and that is far from. Okay? Then we have en haut, which is on the top here, and en bas, which is at the bottom. Okay, be careful, you can't link here, so you have to pronounce these two words separately. En haut. Usually we link the end and we make what we call a liaison, but in this case, that's an exception, you pronounce the H. So you can't say en haut, you have to say en haut. So en haut means here, so something that is on the top, and en bas, which means at the bottom, low, if you know what I mean. Then we have à droite. À droite means on the right, à gauche, on the left. Okay, so it's à droite. Then we continue, we have au milieu. Which is the same as au centre. So au milieu, in the middle. This is one word, by the way, sorry for. Au milieu, in the middle. Au centre, at the center. Then we have au coin. So au coin, at the corner. So it's a corner. Au coin. Au fond. Au fond is a bit bizarre for some of you. I don't know where you're from and what languages you're speaking usually, but au fond is a bit bizarre. But it's the idea of at the end, at the bottom. So if you're talking about a room, for instance, au fond would be the wall you are facing. It's au fond. So when you're going at the end of the room, kind of, so at the bottom of the room there. So au fond. So really, it's important to understand this word au fond. Yeah. And then we have autour. I'm going to put it here. Autour means around. And then just to finish my list, I have au bout. And au bout means at the end. So at the end of something. So for instance, au bout de mon stylo, it's at the end of my pen. So at the tip of my pen. Au bout de mon nez, at the tip of my nose here, the end of my nose. Yeah, you understand the bout here. So we have to talk a bit about fond and bout. They're slightly different, but for now we're not gonna focus on that really much. This list is different than this one because, as you can see, we're using de. So it's à côté de, en face de, près de, loin de. In fact, you can say en haut de as well, en bas de, à droite de, à gauche de, au milieu de, au centre de, au coin de, autour de, au fond de, and au bout de. So these ones are using de after, these ones no. So for instance, if you're talking about the guitar, then you will have to say devant la guitare. There's nothing here. But if you want to say close to the guitar, then you have to say près de la guitare. Yeah? So here you have de. These ones you've got nothing, these ones you have de. So it will be à côté de la guitare, en face de la guitare, près de la guitare, loin de la guitare, en haut de la guitare, en bas de la guitare, and so on. Okay? Here, nothing. Contre la guitare, entre la guitare et la chaise, the chair, so between the guitar and the chair. So there's no de here. The last thing I want to talk about is with these de, you have to be careful about something. I'm gonna write it down here, yeah? So for instance, if you have a masculine thing, so for instance, we have le téléphone, which is the phone, that's masculine. Then if you have près de le téléphone, you have to know that de le in French doesn't exist. And you have to replace it by du. So that becomes du. So it becomes près du téléphone. You have to be careful about that, guys. So à droite du téléphone. Au coin du téléphone. Well, that doesn't mean really anything. At the corner of the phone is a bit bizarre, but I would say loin du téléphone. Yeah? So really be careful. À côté du téléphone. So any masculine thing will have le and de joint, and that becomes du. Près de la guitare. That doesn't change. We're fine with that. Près de, I would say près de, something starts with an apostrophe, près de l'hôtel, close to the hotel, nothing here. So no changes here. And then près de plus les, for instance, près chaises, the chairs, if you got several chairs, that the same, de plus les, doesn't exist. And it will be replaced by des. D-E-S. Des. So be careful, masculine things becomes du, plural things regardless of gender will becomes des. So we have près du téléphone, près de la guitare, for instance, feminine things, that doesn't change. Près de l'hôtel, l'apostrophe doesn't change as well. And près des chaises, any plural things will become des. So all these ones will have this rule applied, and all these one, because there's no de, you don't change anything. Okay? That's it really. Okay, guys. Au revoir.